Welcome, everyone, to People on Dating. I'm your host, Will Morales. And for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this podcast is about the ups and downs of dating and how to navigate through it. Today, my guest is Alvin. Alvin's a good friend of mine. We haven't seen each other in a couple of months because, Alvin moved on to bigger and better things. So,
Nah,
and so anyway, so today's topic is a good one. It's about dating women with kids. Alvin, thank you so much for being on People on Dating. How are you, brother?
I'm chilling. I'm going ups and downs. You already know how it is.
I know. So, Al is doing his thing right now, so he's a little busy. So when you see this video, you'll see him. Al is moving all over the place, but it's all good. All right, so Al, tell me again. So, my podcast is about dating, whether you're 80 or 18, we got stories to tell. And today, again, is a good topic about dating women with kids. So tell me a little bit about your story. Like when you started noticing you going out with women with kids, were the dates still available? Was there cancellations? Yeah, so go ahead. And I'll tell you a little bit of my stories too.
Man, all right. So let's say going back to that 18 to 80, black people are crazy. I swear, I think I dated them all.
Right.
Um, so starting out dating female with kids, I think the first time was like maybe I was 18, something like that. I was always running like I, would- I don't know. These girls just started having kids early,
Right.
you know. So what happened was sometimes we have a date, sometimes we don't. She couldn't find a babysitter, stuff like that. And, it just, now I'm getting older, women still having kids. So it's kind of hard to get, and then let's face it, the older I get, to find a girl who doesn't have kids, you're going to have a picture of me right next to R. Kelly and P. Diddy. So I'm not De Niro. I can't. Only De Niro could get away with that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny that because I remember like when especially me that I'm older right now, the women I date are, their kids are grown and out the house. But
Yeah,
but when you're younger, 20s, 30s, and even early 40s, some of those kids now might be teenagers and all that, and then you don't have, you become second, maybe even third, because it's the kids first, then they got to take care of themselves, making sure they're okay, and then they got to fit you in a schedule. Did
man.
you have to go through that too? Once you knew that the kids were young, you were going to be number three or number four on that list?
As a kid, as a kid being younger, I really didn't care where I was because most likely, not gonna lie, she wasn't the only girl on the list.
Right.
But now that I'm older, yeah, you kind of care where you are on the list because
Right.
it's like, hey man, we're supposed to be doing this together, and you just don't have the time anymore. Or like, for example, let's say I was dating this one girl. She had three kids. And on top of that, she worked at a bar. So there was like absolutely no time that we could see each other
Right.
because I was working at a different spot, a different bar. Now, the only time I'd be able to see her was at night if she took off or if her sister had the kids.
Right.
So that's another one that was really that would be beneficial if she has a good support system behind her.
Right. Oh, okay. That's a good point. A support system. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm starting to see. So it's funny that you say that again because of having a support system is so important. But now I see online and I'm reading, posts that people put that if a woman wants to go on let's say a guy asks a girl out on a date and she has young kids. Now these girls are in their 20s and 30s. Now they want the guy to pay for the babysitter. Now, have you encountered that? I haven't because again, like I said, the girls are older and their kids are out the house. But what do you say about that now? That now they're making demand, some women, that you gotta pay for the babysitter.
No, absolutely not. The pussy is not that great. Okay, there's others behind you. Stop making these demands. This is not a hostage negotiation. No,
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
it's like people forget that it's a 50-50 thing.
Right,
Okay. Yes, I want to see you. I want to go out with you. I want to know you better. But once you start making demands like that, now you're making me see a different side of you.
right,
You're if you can't make a sacrifice for me, then later on down that line, if something happens, something really detrimental, then how can I believe that you're going to be behind me? You're already making demands, and you can't make a sacrifice for me this early. I can't see you doing anything more for me later on.
right,
Because if all you got to bring to the table is your kids, go home, go somewhere else, find someone else. There's another pendejo out there for you.
right,
I'm
right,
not
right,
that guy.
right. So, like I said, it definitely, when I started hearing that where when women are demanding, in fact, there was one, I think she had a young kid and she didn't want to go out with this guy, but she asked him, "Hey, I don't want to go out with you, but if you buy me groceries, uh, maybe I could fit you down the line." And I'm like, "Wow, now it's groceries. First, it's paying for the babysitter, but now it's even buying groceries because they
What am I?
might not have
What am
it."
I? Wick? What am I? The Wick system? No, no, get out of here. What I gotta buy you groceries for? Like, nah, you going? You? She's doing too much.
Right,
She ain't that bad. She's not. She's not Beyonce bad. She's not BB Rexa bad. Like, I don't see. No, sorry. Go home. Go find someone else.
so how
Go
do
go
you
get
so
a footfinder.com.
Sorry. So for you then, now that you're, in the dating scene and everything, so how do you navigate if you do find someone that have kids? Is it something that, it falls on your lap, or you purposely now are trying to date women without kids, or at least someone a little older that have no kids? So what's Alvin's dating criteria now?
You see, my only dating criteria is that you are born female.
Right.
That's like I don't go into the whole subcategories. Oh, she's got to be Asian, but only from. No, I don't care. I mean, you
Right.
female, you look good. You got a kid, that's cool. Like for example, I went out with somebody last night. I went out and she has a kid, 9-year-old daughter. No problem. Come on, bring your daughter with us. We're going to the
Ah,
movies. Bring your daughter with her. She told me her daughter had her birthday. It was her
right.
daughter's birthday. Yeah, cool. Let's go. Take you to the slime museum. I mean,
And that was your
like
first date with her?
no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay.
It wasn't my first date with her. But the thing is, it's like I said, going back to sacrifices.
Right.
Okay, all right, your daughter's with us, which means we won't be able to get all cozy like I would like to, or maybe she would like to. All right, cool. So what? Made a sacrifice. But I also showed her that one day in the past, in the future, you know, I'll be able to do more for her if
Right.
she's looking for something else. Now it's
No,
cool.
yeah, but I mean, that was a nice thing that you did. You say, hey, she couldn't find the babysitter or whatever, but you just said, hey, bring the kid along. That I'm cool with that. And so she was cool with that too. She didn't have any issues bringing her
Yeah,
daughter along. It was a daughter, right?
yeah, her daughter.
Yeah. So she didn't have any issues bringing her.
No, absolutely not. Like I said, I've taken the daughter to me, her daughter. And to make it even more comfortable for her, when it was her daughter's birthday, I brought my niece and nephew because I don't
Okay.
have kids.
Right.
I don't have any kids, but I have my niece and my nephew.
Right.
Hey, you want to take your daughter to the slime museum? I'm bringing my niece and nephew. That way they could. The little girl's not going to be alone. So, like I said, you gotta make a flow. You gotta go with a flow. You
Right.
have to find things to there's obstacles always, no matter if there was a kid involved or not.
Right.
You always have to pre-plan, but accept that there's going to be a change in those plans.
Right, because she
So,
could say yes, but then in the last minute, hey, my babysitter canceled. Hey, my kid is sick. I need to stay home with the kid and everything. So you, as a man, you always got to have a backup just in case. Where, hey, okay, if I can't go out, then I'll maybe go out with the boys, or hey, well, you know what? Then I'll just stay home or whatever, right?
hey, or if she's cool with it and she the kid is sick or she can't find a babysitter, hey, let me come through, cook you dinner, or
Right.
let me bring some takeout. If she's cool with that, if she's not, all right, we'll plan for another time.
Right. Because, like I said, yeah, I mean, things happen, and you know, you gotta. I like what you said. You gotta make the sacrifice and all that because things. And then the woman sees that, hey, this guy is not all about just trying to get the panties, but he's willing to show that, hey, he's a gentleman. Bring the daughter and bring your daughter along and all that, right? So I got that devious smile. Go ahead, Al. What you gonna say?
I mean that kid eventually has to go to sleep. So
Right. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. So like if you have let's say you're taking someone under your wing, a little brother, cousin, whatever, and they're in their 20s, but and they tell you, man, trying to go out with these women that have kids is tough. What kind of advice would you give them?
oh man, I would definitely tell them again, I don't have kids. So I eventually would like to find someone that can have kids.
Right.
And this is what I would tell them. Study that woman with her kids. See how she acts with those kids. If she has multiple kids. If she's yelling and screaming at the kids like she can't take it, she's not going to be the woman that you're going to want to have kids with.
Mm,
So you're looking at a deeper side of her. If the little girl or the little boy is always begging for something, mommy, give me, give me, give me, give me, and you're like, oh, okay, the kid is not really being a brat. He's just being a kid,
yeah.
and she can't handle it, and she's yelling. Man, I, she can't hold her anger in, or she wants to hit the kid. Now she ain't gonna be the right. She ain't gonna be the right mom for you.
Yeah. Wow, so
Well, not for you,
wow,
for
I
your
never thought
kids.
about that, but you're basically you're looking at her, you seeing how she acts in front of her kids, if she's screaming at her kids or whatever, like yeah, I get it. So okay, so you got that, right? Now, suppose now you date someone that has, they're in a baby mama drama. How do you deal with that? I'm gonna be honest with you, when I was young, I didn't have to deal with that too much. But it seems like that's always out there now. So if you dealt with any baby mama drama or baby daddy issues or whatever, how did you get through that?
Man, okay. So dated I dated one woman, and she told me that she was separated from her husband.
Uh-huh.
That she also has 3 kids, and I was like, all right, cool. You know, it wasn't really a date, but I came over to the house, whipped the kids' ass in some modern warfare video games, stuff like that. We ate, we hung out, we chilled, we left. I left. All right, cool. So it became an ongoing thing where I'd come over to the house, we hang out, just whatever. If I'm not at her place, she's at my place. So it just, and the kids would be in a room playing video games.
Yeah.
No problem. So now I'm going to the baby daddy drama. So she told me, like I said, that they were separated. What she didn't tell me is how they were separated.
Mm.
The guy's in jail.
Oh
They're
boy.
still
Okay.
together.
Right,
They're
right,
still
right.
together, but he's in jail. So that's how they're not together. Well, she'd always get the phone calls from jail, and I was always like, "Go ahead, take those phone calls. They're personal. That's the dad checking up on his kids.
Right.
Whatever they're talking about, it's not my business. That's their family drama."
Right.
Next thing I know, So the next thing I know, the guy finally realizes that whoever she's hanging out with is not just a friend. Okay.
Oh boy.
He gets upset about the whole issue. He doesn't like it. Of course he's not gonna like it.
Yeah.
So he actually goes to the DA, the cops, whoever he's going to, and he implicates her in his crimes.
Oh Jesus. What? Did
He
she have something
implicates
to
her,
do with it? Did she have something to do with it?
most likely. Most
Almost
likely.
like okay, so you're holding out a little bit. I got you. I got you. I got you. This is gonna air. This is
So,
gonna air somewhere. So I got you.
oh, so what happens is this is also the time that I get into a run-in with actual bounty hunters. Okay. Yes. Yeah, I know.
What?
So we go to. I have one of her kids, her oldest kid. He and I were so cool. This kid Fabian,
Right.
loved that kid. 13 years old. He loved hanging out. I used to take him shooting, stuff like that. We played Modern Warfare for real. We won't take you to the gun range. All right. So one day we're in the truck. We go to stop off at a CVS or something.
Yeah.
As soon as we stop off at the CVS, all of a sudden I got two bounty hunters on the side of me, guns drawn,
What?
guns drawn. Now I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on because there's two ways that this could go down. Turns out I actually knew one of the bounty hunters.
Whoa. Okay.
So I'm like, yo, what the fuck going on? They tell me, look, man, she's wanted for this, this, and this. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, all right, well, tell your boy to calm down because he looks like he's itching to shoot something.
Yeah.
All right, so calm down the situation. She had to go in with him. I mean, I can't stop him.
Right.
This is going to turn even worse.
Damn.
Turn, yeah,
Jesus. Talking about bad luck. I wanted to touch base on something, right? You talk about her kid and that you liked him a lot. So now there's an issue, right? It's not your kid, but you get attached to the kid, right? You you
that
you
is an
have you
issue.
have so that's an issue because you obviously you can't discipline him. It's not your kid, but all of a sudden now you like the kid a lot, that you like to be around him, and all of a sudden you and the girlfriend break up and you don't get to see that kid no more. Have you been through that? Like, how does that affect you? I mean, it affects the relationship because now you're not seeing her, but now you're not even seeing the kid anymore.
Oh man, that sucks. That really sucks. Like for
Yeah,
example, okay, so to finish off with that, to with that kid. So
yeah.
mom's in jail now. I actually have the kid now.
Oh, you do?
So kid, yeah, well, not now, but like
Oh,
at
okay.
that time,
At the time you had
at
him.
that time,
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
So that was about 12 years ago.
okay.
That
And you
was
got
about
attached
12
to the
years
kid and everything.
ago.
Wow.
Kid had his own bedroom. I'm taking him to school. The teachers are calling me saying, "Hey, there's issues going on." I'm now his new guardian
Right.
because this actually wasn't the guy that's in jail's son.
Okay.
This was a son from a different relationship.
Okay.
So the two other kids that he had with her,
Hmm.
they're at his mom's house. He don't care about the oldest kid now.
Oh,
I felt
okay.
bad.
Right.
That I mean, that's a shitty thing to do. This is a kid that you were with because what, 9, 10 years, 13 years, however long you've been with this woman, and now all of a sudden you're gonna drop the kid because he's not yours. That was a shitty thing to do.
Right.
Okay? I got the kid, no problem. She always, to her, she's like, look, you got a whole life to live. Send the kid to my godmother's house.
Right.
I'm like, no, I'm good with him. He's good.
Right.
No.
And he liked
So
you, and yeah,
it even got to the point where the kid's biological dad had came to pick up the kid. Actually brought cops. Cops were involved in everything.
yeah,
And whatever the kid told the cop was like, "Look, I can't take him. He can't. He doesn't want to go with you." He's telling the biological dad, "The
yeah,
kid doesn't want to go with you. I can't force him out of this. So I'm sorry, you got to go home."
right,
So, but eventually, like I said, I took the kid to her godmother's house,
yeah.
and he's been there for I don't know how long. Last time I tried to find the kid, I was looking him up on Facebook, trying to find him, and
Right
the
now he'll be in
profile
his what, maybe early
was
20s?
20, 23, something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
23, 25. So last thing I seen was a profile, a Facebook profile, said he
Yeah.
joined the Marines. And if it's him, I'm fucking proud of that kid.
Yeah.
Like I said, you got two parents that went to prison. Now he's joined the Marines. He's doing something that
He's doing, yeah, he's taking care of himself. First of all, I want to thank you so much for being on People on Dating. I really appreciate this. Um, Before you go, I got a couple of more questions. Have you had the issue of dating a woman that had two kids, two different baby daddies, and how did that go? I know I did when I was in my geez, I think I might have been in my yeah, I was in my late 20s. And I didn't even think about it, like that, like it would be now, like that would be an issue now, especially in this generation, Generation Z or millennials, whatever. But back then, they were young. They were maybe like 12 and 9 or 12 and 8. I mean, they were separate. They were like 4 years, 4 or 5 years apart. Um, but have you had that issue dating a woman with two baby daddies?
yes, yes. Actually, like I said, you had the one that went to jail.
Yeah.
Had another one that oh man. So one baby daddy was in Texas. The other baby daddy was nearby in the town that because at this time I was dating her while I lived in Florida.
Okay.
So he's in the next county over.
Right.
It was like so. Let's just say that I was a different person back then.
Okay.
I
Okay.
ain't have I did not have a problem putting my hands on somebody if they disrespected.
Right.
Actually, I don't have a problem now, but still, I'm a little bit older.
Yeah.
Violence is violence is not the first thing,
Yeah.
the second. But
You're right.
the thing is, I know now that you have to establish boundaries.
Yeah.
It's like, look, whatever is going on between you and him, that's between you and him. I can't get involved, and don't put me involved because it's going to come out to a whole different scenario.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have that time for bullshit. If
Yeah.
you're still on that, go ahead, have fun with that. I can't do that. There's
But you were able to navigate having the two baby
oh
dad.
yeah,
So it was okay.
yeah,
So it wasn't the main issues, but it was just setting the boundaries and things like
yeah.
that.
You
And
have to
especially
set
with
them
one of the daddies living a county away from you.
exactly.
Wow. Well, first of all, Al, I could probably talk to you for like another hour. These are good stories. Before I let you go, if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, also Al does art. Because Al happened to have a couple of like a little stickers that I have. If somebody wanted to know more about your art, where would you want them to go?
Oh yeah, I got a page. It's on Instagram or on Facebook. On
Okay.
Facebook, it's street art. On Instagram is st.art uh, slash NYC.
Okay.
And I have my website. It's st well start start slash nyc.com.
Okay.
It's all graffiti style art. It's a clothing brand. It's something that I'm starting or I started, and it's bigger, but it's not always better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, listen, at least you got it going and shit, and let people see it. I'll definitely put that on the show notes. Well, first of all, again, Al, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to people on dating. I really, really appreciate it, brother.
Ah, you're always good. You always like talking to you.
All right, my brother. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
All
Take
right,
it easy.
bye.